You're listening to Suburban Happy Hour with Anne-Marie
and Julia,
the podcast where we make delicious cocktails
or mocktails
and talk about everything under the sun.
Because the best conversations happen at happy hour. Welcome back to another episode with us. For today's drink, it is not the actual drink that is posted on Instagram because we tried to film this episode when we were like brain dead and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
The drink was good, but we are not recreating it because it wasn't that good.
We were speaking nonsense in that other one, so we just had to stop and take a break and do it again.
And we're back. So now we're just drinking like buys. So that's what's in this
with
glass.
a little bit of poppy. I haven't taken a sip yet. I have no idea if it even tastes good.
Yeah, Anne-Marie made this drink.
Well,
usually I make them, but I think it's fine.
That tastes like
It kind of tastes like medicine.
No, that tastes like cough medicine.
Yeah, but whatever, it's fine.
Okay,
but besides the drink situation, I'm very excited for this week's episode because we are talking about life advice from people who have lived through their 20s.
Yes, so we have been looking for advice to give people in their 20s, but we were like, we should probably reach out to people that have already lived well through their 20s, that have like looked back now at their life, and what advice would they give themselves knowing what they know now. So we reached out to family members,
coworkers,
friends, parents, just to kind of get a little insight on what they would say to their 20-year-old self knowing what they know now. And we're going to go through a list and kind of talk that through together. Hopefully you guys find some of this
enlightening, because I definitely did. There's some stuff that I did not really, think about. But I mean, obviously I'm not thinking about it because I haven't lived through it,
Yeah. So. And it's also just good to like hear it, especially like in this time of your life, like what people who have lived through their 20s and even their 30s and 40s, we asked people that were have lived a lot of life. So it was really nice just to like hear it and kind of take it all into consideration.
Because I mean, you only have one life. That's a lot. That was a common theme. And, I feel like you hear that all the time. Like you only have one life to live, et cetera, like make the most of it. But I feel like that doesn't like really, I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like in
you're
the
not telling me
moment,
anything.
you don't really think that you're hung up on something or whatever. You don't really think that you only get to do this thing once, which is like crazy.
I hate talking about it.
I know.
I hate talking about that, but
let's get into the advice.
Let's get into these.
So we broke it up into a few different categories. So, and we're using Julia's computer because we put this all on a Google Doc. So the categories are yourself, love, careers, family, friendship, finances, and then a little life itself category that we were like, well, this doesn't really fit in any of the other categories, but we still wanted to add them in because they were really good. So we're just going to go ahead and start reading them.
Perfect. So the first category was yourself. And one of my favorite things that someone mentioned was people will always have opinions on how you should be and how you should live your life. Don't listen. It's your life, not theirs.
Yeah.
And I feel like that resonated with me because it's so easy to say, well, don't care what other people like say about you, and that's hard to do. But really, like people, it just made me realize like people are going to judge you all
stages of your life.
At all stages of your life. So it's like if you're hung up on it now, like imagine like all that stress and that weight by the time you're like 60, if you still care. It's like learn to let go earlier rather than later.
I know. And, I feel like that's something that a lot of us do struggle with, especially in your 20s, because so many other people are doing so many different things. Like we're on so many different paths. People like look a certain way. They're doing a certain thing with their job or their whatever finances, whatever. And it always feels like other people have opinions on you and you just can't get so wrapped up. It's such an unnecessary burden. But like right now, it's just so hard to even think like that because you want to please people. It is a stressful time,
right? Especially in your 20s. You just want to like please everyone, have your shit figured out. Like, you're taking information and advice from so many different, angles. But at the end of the day, it's your life. Do what you want, girl or boy or whatever, Yeah. So, yeah. All right.
Okay. Another one that we highlighted was find your pack, your family. It's not always the ones you were born into. And don't feel guilty if you walk away from toxic people or situations, whether it's with family or not. I think that was a really big one too, because I feel like people always stay in relationships, whether that be with your family or your friends, because they're really comfortable, or it's just like, yeah, you're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And if it's something that's really holding you back or it's toxic, you shouldn't.
Even
it's so
if it
hard
is
to
your
say
family.
move on from it,
Yeah.
but it's so hard. And I like the part where they said find your pack,
Mm-hmm.
because your family, the people who you
Sometimes,
see
yeah.
as your family, don't have to be somebody that you're blood related to.
Mm-hmm.
I consider like my close group of girls my family. They're like my
Right.
sisters. Like I would go to them and I would help them with absolutely anything. And you just have to like find those people, because those people are so important. Like when we were talking about that friendship episode, it's just so important to surround yourself with good people who are always rooting for you and who want the best for you.
Right. And then to kind of go off of that too, I like the fact that it's like, don't feel guilty if you do have to walk away, even if it is your family, you know. Just because they're your family does not mean that they have your best intentions in mind. Like it really doesn't matter, you know. People are people, and it's hard because that is your family, and I feel like that's that whole mentality behind it, you know, it's your family, but if they're a shitty person, like they're a shitty person. It doesn't matter. So, yeah.
And I feel like that's how they can like guilt trip you.
Right.
Because they're like, well, you can't not talk to me anymore, blah, 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 because we're family, we're blood. It's like, you don't treat me right. I don't give a fuck how, like, what we are.
Exactly. The next one is follow your gut. Your reasoning brain will constantly argue with your heart. That one was really good because
I know.
I don't follow my gut ever because I always feel like my gut is wrong. But I think I need to like take a second to actually internalize what are my feelings that I'm feeling and go with that. But that I'm still figuring it out.
I would have to totally agree. I think that my intuition and my gut, like I have a very strong intuition, and I feel like my gut is usually always right. But I always lead with my heart. I'm always so wrapped up in like, oh no, but the emotion part of it, like, maybe this will work or maybe blah, blah, blah. And I'm not listening to what my like gut is really saying. Like, oh no, maybe it's like time to walk away or not. But my heart's like, but like, no. And that's usually the route I always end up going.
Yeah.
So I really liked that one too. I think it's so important to follow your gut because 9 times out of 10, your gut is right.
See, I need to like listen. I need to have a conversation with her because I don't know what she's trying to say half the time. But I don't even know if I like follow with my heart either. I think I just kind of do what I'm just like, nah, this is the easiest option.
Oh, I mean, that's
for me.
another.
Yeah, I try to take the easy way out of everything. Like, that's just me. I'm just like, go with the flow. Like, if it's going to cause problems, just avoid it at all costs. So, but yeah, I need to be a little bit better about that because, I mean, my life is actually kind of just starting. Like, our lives are, compared to like some of the people that we're talking to, it's like,
we say that like we're so old and we're getting so old, but like we're in our 20s.
Yeah.
Like we are just babies. We're just starting and like to live on our own. Like we've only been living on our own for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot more
like,
of life to come.
We really do.
I liked this one too. Be generous always, especially for those in need. Never judge and always be on the lookout for someone that needs a hand. I think that we grew up very privileged in a way. We're not millionaire, billionaire, baby, you know.
Yeah.
What is narco babies? Not narco babies.
Narco.
I meant to say
Nepo.
Nepo babies.
Narco.
Jesus. Narco babies.
Okay.
Anyways, but you know what I'm trying to say. We're not like from huge affluent families, but we are privileged versus most of the world. And I think that as you grow older, you meet all sorts of people. And then you're like, why are you acting this way? Like, why are you the way you are? And then I have to realize, like, hey, maybe their childhood wasn't the best. And I just need to be more open to the fact that, you know, people come from all walks of life. And just being kind to someone at the end of the day could just make such a big difference. Yeah. Because I'm just so used to people always being positive around me because, I mean, they mostly live positive lives. But it's like not everybody comes from that. So I just think just even being kind is just so important. And especially the older we grow, the more people we'll meet along the way. So
Yeah, I agree. Like, you really never know what somebody is going through. So, like, even if you're out and somebody might seem like they're being really rude or something, like, you that might be like one of their moments of weakness that they're having. Like, you really don't know what's going on. So just maybe offer your hand and ask them if they need help, or if, you know, they need to talk. It might sound so weird, but you never know, like, what a simple conversation or even like a smile, how far that can go for somebody.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. So one of the next ones that were on our list was never make anyone a priority who doesn't do the same for you. Yes. Yes. I feel like that also goes with our Just Ask advice segment last episode about how the person said that they kept like reaching out to a friend and they weren't like reciprocating that.
Like she felt it was very one-sided.
Yeah.
The sooner you realize that, I feel the better it is, because that's a lot of baggage to be carrying around, people who don't make you a priority.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely one just for anything, really.
Yeah. I think that also goes with like the follow your gut, not your heart, because there are like some people who like I should have probably cut off a lot sooner because like they weren't reciprocating like what I was giving, but you just like wanna like I don't know why we like play that game with ourselves. We think like it's gonna change or that person's gonna like one day like put in effort or something.
I think for me it's like it comes from the aspect of like people pleasing. I just like I always want to be cordial with everybody. I always want, you know, everybody to be good and happy.
Julia is the top people pleaser. I don't think I've ever met anybody.
Like I just don't like conflict. I just don't want to deal with it. So yeah, but that's something I have to work on too. Yeah. So you want to read this one too?
Yeah. Another one was do not totally rely on social media. Be sure to also communicate with others face to face. I really like this one, especially in like today's day and age. Everybody is always looking down at their phones or on social media, or like some people like communicate through Snapchat and stuff.
Still,
like that.
I'm sorry, if you're 20 and asking somebody for their Snapchat, I immediately get out of my face.
You need to go to jail because that needs to stop.
That's an ick. And they like text through. Yeah. What are you like? Ask them for their number. You freak. Like, oh my god, no. Anyways,
no, but I feel like that's like such a big thing now. Like so many people, and even me, like. I've always said I have like social anxiety. I'm like scared to talk to people in person, but it's like just so genuine and it's so much better when you're in person and you can actually form those like real life connections and I don't know.
Get out of the house.
Yeah. Yes.
Get your ass out of that house.
Actually, last night I had like, I guess this can maybe be like a little check-in because we didn't do that. I had like this, I don't know, what are those called?
Dream?
No. Fuck, whatever, it doesn't matter, that I need to get out of the house more.
A realization?
Yes.
Yeah, an epiphany.
An epiphany, that's the word I was looking for, an epiphany.
Emery had a fucking epiphany to leave her damn house. And I was like
laying in bed and I was like, damn, I should really get out of here more often. And I started like listing out places that I can go because I'm very comfortable like going places by myself and like being by myself and like sitting with my own thoughts and feelings, like that doesn't bother me. So I was like writing a list. Well, in my head, I didn't actually write this out. I was thinking of places that I can go, and I'm just gonna start.
You better do
going out because even I don't have to talk to anyone. I was just saying to myself, like, just get out, like
get out of the house,
get out, get some fucking fresh air, get in a new environment, because being in the same damn environment every single day has made me feel some type of way, and it's time to
get out. Literally get out. All right.
That's another piece of advice. Get out
of the house.
Get outside. Get out of your house. Get out of your head. Get out of everything.
Literally just, yeah. Because I don't know this. And it's just so easy to feel like you are still communicating and, you know, keeping up with people because it's so easy and accessible to use your phone.
Yeah.
But like seeing someone face to face is just so different, you know, than that. You're never going to get that true connection.
Yeah.
Unless it's face to face, I feel like. So I like that one too. And then the last one for life. This was life, right?
Yep. No, yourself.
Yourself. The 10 years in your 20s, you're figuring yourself out. Do what you want and not what others want you to do. I think that's kind of a repeat of one of the first
With
ones.
the first one.
But it's like, do you, boo? That's what I'm getting from this. I feel like,
I mean, and that's really what a lot of people said, to like make sure
do
you're
what
living
you
your
want.
life, do what you want, because you don't want to be in your 50s, 60s looking back on this time in your life and having regrets that you didn't live the life that you truly wanted. And again, I know it can be hard. We get so wrapped up in other things, but just do what makes you happy.
Yeah. And then just to kind of like summarize this, we obviously didn't read all the points, but basically saying, number one, do what you want to do. Do not keep people that are not, you know, supporting you, adding value to your life. That was also a really big one. And then it was just like, be kind and respectful. Like here, it's always respect. And then just be respectful to other people. That's mainly the top 3 that were mentioned in this category. Yeah.
All right. Now moving into the next segment. This next segment is all about love.
Love. The thing that makes the world go round. The first thing that was said was, things change with what you look for in a partner at age 20 versus what you look for in a partner when you're older. Some people are blessed to be able to evolve with the person they're with, but unfortunately in this day and age, that's not always the case. And that one scared me.
Yeah, that one's a hard pill to swallow, but I think that it needs to be said, because I feel like a lot of people, like, so this is, when I read this, I was kind of thinking of like, okay, like some people get divorced or some people end up breaking up after a long time. And I was just thinking, like, throughout like your whole life, you change so much. And even if you spend 7, 10, 20 years with somebody and it ends up not working, like people think that is such a bad thing. But you just like spent so much time with this person, and some people like can't even do that. So like I feel like you should look at that as like an accomplishment rather than something that you should like be looking at as a bad thing.
Right. Especially if those years that you shared were good, and it's just simply like, you do change as a person. I really hope I'm not the same girl that I am now 20 years from now. Like, I really hope I'm not the same, you know, Julia. However, like this person mentioned, it's nice if that person that you're with does evolve with you. But if not, you know, you did have those good amount of years, and it's like, and that's okay to outgrow people, you know?
Yeah. Never stay in it if you're not truly happy. I know that again is so much easier said than done, because everybody does look at like long-term breakups or divorce as such a bad thing. But if you're not happy in that anymore, then it's going to end up hindering you, and you're not going to be living the life that you truly want.
Right. So yeah, that one was kind of a real eye-opener for me. I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. All right.
The next one is, do not settle for someone who does not respect you, your goals, and your ideas. They need to be able to agree to disagree on just about everything.
Yeah.
That was such a good point.
Yeah.
That they need to be able to agree to disagree on just about everything.
Because at the end of the day, you are 2 separate people.
Yeah.
And if you find someone that like agrees with every single thing that you agree with, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird in my opinion. But yeah, that's a good one, because life is about compromise. Like love. This is specifically about love. I feel like love very much is about compromise from my experience too. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much to say.
I mean, yeah, like even
but
when you're in your 50s, I mean, if you're with someone, you're going to have to learn how to compromise, you know?
For sure. And if you want to make it last, like, you don't want to spend all your time having these like ridiculous arguments. Just agree to disagree on sometimes. Like, know that your partner has different thoughts and opinions, and that's okay. That's why you love them.
Yep. Oh, this is my favorite one. If you wouldn't be friends with that person, take my advice. It won't work for long. You'll find yourself exhausted from trying, and you'll second guess yourself, maybe even lose yourself. I love that. Like, if I can't be friends with my partner first, I have never thought about it that way, but that's so true. Like, if I'm not going to be your friend just to be your friend, like, what makes me think that, you know,
it's going to last in the long run? That's why I think, like, for me, it's so important. And I know, like, maybe this just, like, isn't in the cards for me anymore, that, like, I wanted to be friends with somebody before we even started dating.
Yeah. And
that's
these
why
apps
dating
take that
apps,
away.
yes, that's why dating apps are so freaking weird to me, because it's just not like that. Like, I want it to just be organic, and neither one of us have any expectation on like what this could possibly become. I just want like that
yeah.
friend
And now
first.
I get it.
Right?
Now
like,
seeing this,
you.
it's like from someone who's like lived through life.
Yeah.
That is just such a good thing to live by. Like, you got to be friends first.
But it's like, my clock is running out.
You need to get out of the house.
I know. But
you need to get out of the house and make a friend. That's what you need to do.
no, but yeah, I really liked that one too.
Yeah.
I think that's so important, whether whatever. It's just important that you can see them as a friend and not just like I don't know how to.
Yeah. I mean, they are your partner. They're your lover, but it's like they have to be more than that. They have to be also be a friend.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So if you get it, you get it. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. So, yeah.
Okay, then this next one. This is a good one too. If you love someone, don't be afraid to tell them. It's better to just tell them than regret that you didn't. But that's also like hard.
I think this is the whole ego thing. I don't have a big ego. I don't have a big ego. So for me, like, I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, if you tell them and they can't reciprocate, it's like, at least I told them.
Yeah.
But that's a lot.
You wouldn't be
It's
like
hard.
crushed?
I mean, yeah, I would be crushed. Of course I wouldn't be like, yes, they fucking hate me back.
Yes, they don't love me back.
But no, I just feel, obviously I haven't been in that situation, but it's just like, I feel like you need to lay all your cards out on the table with this kind of stuff, just because then there's no questions left unanswered. And if they can't reciprocate it, then it's like, it's better just to move on. No?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. It's not easy to put yourself out there, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just like that fear of rejection again.
But at that point, you're getting rejected by someone that was not even meant for you anyway.
That's true.
So.
That's true. Somebody
Yeah.
that's not prioritizing you. All
Yeah.
this is adding up.
Yeah.
But I guess that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That would just like really suck.
It would suck, but I feel like you'd get over it a lot quicker than like being strung along and not talking about it. And then you're like, you're 3 months in and you're still a situationship and you're wondering what's going on. And yeah, just better to, it's kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off, I think.
Yeah. I think it's just better to say whatever you want to say instead of holding it in.
Right.
Whether it's I love you or not. Like any piece of information. But again, that's just so hard. I don't know.
Yeah. The next one is don't ever stay with someone you love more than they love you. That one is also good. I feel don't
ever stay with someone you love
more than they love you.
I get that. I do get that. But I feel like no. Yeah.
Say what you want to say.
I don't really know. Like, what does that mean? Like you should love each other equally or what?
Yeah. I think it's saying, like, for example, you know how like when you say your vows, like, I'll stand by you till death do us part, all that stuff. Like, it's like you guys are an equal understanding of like the commitment to the relationship. But if someone, you love someone like wholeheartedly and they're kind of just like meh, halfway in it, I think that's what they're trying to say.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I feel like a relationship isn't always like 50-50. It's not always like equal. But I guess that's just in like your emotion or whatever. Because I feel like sometimes somebody has to like love on the other person a little more.
Yeah,
I guess,
I understand what you're saying there.
But if it's like all the time, then okay,
right.
I get that. Like nobody wants that. It should be like that fluctuation of
right.
like one day you need more, I need more the next, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
like,
I think this is just saying like straight up,
in
like
general,
like that person is just kind of with you because they have to be.
Yeah, or it's because you're loving them so much they just are like, woo,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
this is cool.
I think that's what they're saying. With
Okay, that makes sense. And then yeah, I would not do that.
Right.
But the last one that we have for love is make sure you have a right partner before having kids together. Any red light, run.
Yeah. I like that one because, when you're going to have a kid, for me, for like being a child of divorce, it really didn't affect me that much. I can't really speak on that much. But either way, it would be nice to have a dad in my life. Sure.
Yeah.
So that's why I like that, because it's like, I feel like every child deserves to have both sets of parents. I grew up with just my mom. I turned out totally fine, but I know that's not the case for a lot of people with divorced parents. So I just feel like foundationally, it would like have a child with someone you want to have a child with and like make that
sometimes people don't have
that
that luxury though.
Right. Yeah.
And also people that like don't like that didn't grow up from divorce but still have two parents. Sometimes their lives like aren't any better because like their parents could constantly be fighting or whatnot. Like, and they just like didn't want to get a divorce, which in that case you should have. And they would say, just get a divorce. It would have been better. But I think so. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I do think you should obviously try and have
with the right
kids
person.
with the right person. But
if life gets in the way, like, it gets in the way.
I feel like the chances of that just unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think like truly like who do I know that has like a picture perfect life, and it's no one really, you know, at the end of the day.
Nobody does.
Right. But I mean, at least if you're trying, I feel like you should definitely try to bring kids into the world with like someone that you truly do love.
Yeah.
It is a luxury.
That would be beautiful.
Yeah, it's a luxury, but you know, if you can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So that was our love category. So now we're moving into careers.
All right. You don't have to know what you want to do for the rest of your career life. Life situations change. Period. Mm-hmm. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, reading the advice from this category gave me a lot of peace.
Yeah.
Because we all know I'm going through a career change and it's been hard, but just like knowing that like people that are a lot older than us kind of wish that they had a career change or kind of thought a little bit deeper about their career and stuff like that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
So then the next one is, what is important is that you do what brings you joy, what makes you feel excited and fulfilled. It might take your lifetime to find out what that is, but that's okay. You're not on any kind of timeline. And that is what I think everybody is so caught up on. And like society does that for us too, is to feel like we're on a timeline about everything. Your
about
career,
everything,
about
fucking everything.
love,
when you have a kid,
about
when you're getting married, when you're buying a house, like shut the fuck up.
Society has really like killed us with that one of trying to make everything
fit
in
into
this
a box.
nice beautiful line. And and when you don't meet those specific milestones that society has set, you think like people are judging you or like it's a bad thing. But it's like,
who cares?
Yeah, like you are living your own life. You're on your own timeline. If you don't find joy in what you're doing, you're going to end up hating your life.
Right.
And like, why would we want that?
That's my number one fear, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like being 85, looking at my life and being like, I like did not do anything that I liked in my life. It's like my number one fear. So I feel like hearing this, especially with the career thing, especially, it's like, do what brings you joy.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, you're never too old to start something new. Like there are so many people that have been so freaking successful, whether that be in like what they've created with technology or musicians, whatnot. They've started when they were past their 20s or in their 30s, 40s. Like there really is no timeline. Like society has just decided to give a timeline for some things. Yep. Which goes like great with the next one.
Yeah, the next one says, don't compare it to what your friends are doing and where they are in their life. It's different for everybody because it is. We are all different human beings. We all lead a different life. And I think it's so much like easier said than done. But at the end of the day, I feel like the more you let go of the things you don't have control of in your life, it's like the more peace you will have. And just focus on yourself. Don't worry about what the person next to you is doing because you're not living their life.
Yeah.
So
and focusing, like, because this one was really focused under career. Because, like, we know people that are still in school right now. We know people that don't have a job and they're looking. We know people that have a job. We know people that are not really happy in the job that they have. So it's just like you can't compare. Everyone's on their own path. Then that's just it.
Yep.
So this one kind of goes. This is a perfect one, I feel like, to end with for career. It's never too late to change your paths. Don't feel boxed into one thing. I think that really sums up what everyone said about the career, that if you aren't happy or if you are looking to change, that's okay.
It's okay.
Like point blank, that's okay.
That's okay.
Do it. It's not a big deal. Like,
you will survive.
Yes. You know? And it will end up benefiting you in the long haul. Like maybe the process to changing and to like finalizing that change will feel stressful and feel like you've made a mistake, but the end result
will be worth
You'll
it.
find something. Yeah. It'll be worth it.
Mm-hmm. The next category is now family. So one of the things that we said is what they said was spend time with your family, travel, take risks in your 20s with everything, basically, they said. So, yeah, I like that one because, I mean, I feel like the time to take risks is now, really. You know, we're still figuring it out. It's still good, you know. We don't have children. We're not married, you know, things like that. So there's a lot more freedom. Not saying you can't do those things with children or if you're married, but it's like, if you want to be a shithead, I feel like you're still getting a pass in your 20s, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, figure it out.
And then, yeah, I mean, I guess that really didn't go with family, but that's okay.
Yeah, that didn't. We put that in the wrong category, but that's fine.
But there was really only one under this family that really went. It just said never miss anything family related due to, like, work or other, like, smaller things in your life. Again, that's to say if you have a good family dynamic or if this is like with your chosen family,
right?
You only get a certain amount of time with them. So it's not worth it to risk missing out on those memories and those things, especially for work. I know you were terrible at that. We used to like do a bunch of like fun trips.
Oh God. Yeah. Now
with our big friend groups and we would like go to Wisconsin in the cabins and stuff. And this one time, and we were in like college. Julie had like this little standard college job, and I mean, like, get your money, go ahead, girl. But she missed out on like really fun moments with our friend group because
like that
she was
summer.
like,
I was on some bullshit. I was like making like 18 an hour, nothing crazy, right? But I was like, what am I doing? And ever since then, I have not. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna be there. Like,
I get some people like do have to actually work to like make a living. Literally. But like Julia was just working to work. Like she wasn't like living on her own or anything at that point. We were like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? But yeah, no, I feel
I respect the grind, but
it was not worth the grind though. That's the thing. But yeah, of course, once you get older, it's a little bit harder. But still, I just feel, you know, chosen family, blood family, whatever it is, it's just so important to show up for those people because you never know when their time is up.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, you never. I know, but it's like you don't know, so just show up. You know.
Yeah.
The next one is friendships. Do you want to read that one?
Yeah, we just really have like one specific one for this because they didn't really talk about friends really. But somebody said make new friends but keep the old ones.
And I love that. You guys know how much we love our friend group.
Yeah.
It's from the Friendship Podcast. So it's like,
it's just hard though to like make new friends right now in your 20s. But hearing that and like knowing that like other people also think we need to be making more friends.
Yeah.
Is like.
We do need to do that. You know?
I mean, not just us in general, but like when you're in your 20s, like make new friends. You still can. You can make new friends at any point in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the next one is the finances one. It was interesting to see what everybody had to say.
I know. I was
that.
like, oh shit. I was like, I do actually none of this right now. So that's great. I know for this first one that I highlighted was my dad because my dad is so big on this. He said, save money for a deposit to buy a condo or a townhouse to rent. Letting your rent pay your mortgage while you are still young. So like he's saying like rent something and then you'll be able to like use that money to like help pay for your house. Then in later years, you have a steady stream of income monthly. He said specifically, even if it's in a bad neighborhood, everyone needs a place to live. So you don't need to like rent this like gorgeous condominium or this gorgeous townhome.
Yeah, like spend $500,000 on a,
he's
penthouse.
like, just put money into something that you'll be able to rent out. Like you could fix it up a little bit on your own or with people that you know, whatever. And that way you just have that steady stream. He said that he wishes somebody told him this when he was younger. And he harps on this all the time. He's always telling me and my brother to do this. And we're like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's like, as soon as we get older, we're going to be like, why did we listen to our dad?
Literally.
But, I mean, maybe I could like, I was always thinking about like renting this. But then I'm just like, well, if I ever want to move, I'm going to need this money. Like this.
They take into account your rent income as income.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they factor that in addition to your job income. So
I don't know.
We'll talk.
We'll see.
The next one, this one was actually from my mom. Yeah. So learn the stock market and invest some percentage of your money just enough to still be comfortable should things go not the way you wished. Buy some gold. It's a good inflation security, but does not give you fast profits. So it's something that you would just hold on to, and then how bonds and stuff build up their value and stuff.
That's one thing that I am absolutely oblivious
Me
about.
too. The stock market, I'm like, girl, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
But that's important because
I just saw, well, I didn't see it yet. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay.
I was thinking about that movie. Did it already come out?
The one about Netflix? Not about GameStop.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like really the only information I know about the stocks is that like this dude got literally rich as fuck
by like scamming.
I'm like,
stock market.
damn, should I try that? It's like,
yeah, maybe go on Reddit. That's where he started it. He was like, apparently, I didn't watch. I need to watch
the movie. Is it out?
Yeah, it's been out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's very interesting. But yeah, stock market. We'll watch it together.
Okay.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah, I could.
Money will always come and go, period. Because that is my motto all of 2024.
Yeah.
Money isn't real. Money comes and goes.
It probably shouldn't be, but
like, this is what it is. I just feel everybody has their priorities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for our friend group, our priorities is to travel and see the world.
Yeah.
And that's okay. If your priorities are not that, that's okay. So I don't want people coming at us like, you guys are spoiled. Like, that is my priority.
I mean, we make our money.
We make our money, right.
To then spend it.
Mm-hmm. So for me, the number is infinite on how much I will spend on traveling. So for me, money isn't real because I'm paying for all these trips and I don't know how I'm doing it. But
yeah. For me, money is not infinite, but I'm always giving it away for travel. And then I sit there and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't get it back now. I already did it.
I already did it.
Oh, well, it'll come and go.
Yeah.
I tell my dad that all the time. Every time he's like, how are you going on another trip? I'm like, money will come and go. He's like, that is a terrible way to look at it. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, it's fine.
But it's literally like, you can't hoard all your money.
I know. What am I going to do? Just let it sit there?
Right.
No. And I'm not big on like designer things
Me
or like
neither.
fancy stuff. So let me
go
my money on something else.
Let me go to Germany. Let me go to California,
I know.
So
it's so funny.
Yeah. For me, same thing. I do not spend my money on like luxury goods or whatever people are into,
Yeah.
So I'm into travel. So that's what I spend my money on. It's very expensive, but it's okay. So, yeah.
All right. And then this is another one that I
need to
don't
do
and should do.
Mm-hmm.
This one says, this is the last one for finances. Make sure you are saving at least 10% of your paycheck. Make sure you start taking money out of a 401k or Roth IRA now. Even if it's 3%, you can raise it every time you get a raise.
You read that wrong. Make sure you start taking money out for.
Oh, not taking out of.
Yeah.
For
a 401k or Roth IRA.
So does that mean to take your money and put it in one of those
from
things?
your paycheck and put it into.
Gotcha.
Not out
Sorry, don't take it out. You'll literally be broke.
But put it into.
I told you I know nothing. I was like, all right, I'll take it out in there for sure.
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyways, do you have a Roth IRA?
No.
Or a 401k?
I think I had a 401k when I was a teacher.
School. Yeah.
I don't know what's in it. Is there anything?
You can probably take it out because that's what when I worked at the bank for like part time, they had like me set up at BMO. Either way, I took that money out when I quit.
I have money somewhere?
Yes. You have money somewhere.
How much?
I don't know. For me, it wasn't a lot. Decent amount? Probably because you worked for what? 3 years? Yeah. Unless you or you can transfer it to a new one. I would look into that. I don't know where you can start looking.
Wait, is it still there? Because I don't work there anymore?
Yes. They can't just, it's your 401k.
I have money sitting somewhere. I'm rich! I have absolutely no idea how that works. I don't even know if I was putting it in there. I don't even know if I set one up. I have no idea.
I really hope you did. Okay, moving on to
anyways.
This is back from our topic from last week. High school didn't teach us shit.
Yeah. What is a Roth IRA?
I don't want to get into it. Retirement tool.
Okay, but I'll figure that out.
Last but not least, it's life itself. First point is life is so incredibly short and you only have one life to live.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I will one day be a corpse, but
why? Like, why do you just say that right now?
I love that you get so uncomfortable.
I hate when you fucking say that.
But it's true. So,
okay.
Live your life.
You know I don't like
so live your life.
Yeah. I mean, that is so true. Life is so incredibly short. And I feel like as we get older, you really start to realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when we were kids, like, time just went by so slow.
Right.
And, like, it felt like months felt like years. And now years feel like days. And I'm like, when did that happen?
When did that switch? I was like, I literally could not tell you. Like, when did I realize that time goes by freaky fast?
I don't even know.
Maybe it was after college. No, even during college.
No, I think I realized like kind of young that like, oh shit, like this is going by a little bit faster than I thought.
And it's
I think I was like still in like junior high because I realized that the school year was going by a lot faster than it like originally did. And now, yeah.
Do you think it's because when we're kids, we're like in our own world?
I think so.
Yeah. You're not aware of the
and
actual
like you're,
world.
Yeah, you're not worried about like
anything.
The
second you start like taking on responsibilities and stressors, I think that's when you are
like, oh shit,
you're just aware of the world and you're like, this ain't that fun. I'm just kidding. Life is fun.
Yeah, this one is perfect for us. Travel as much as you can before you age.
Yeah, there was this one my mom is a nurse and I was helping her with one of her patients because he wanted like somebody just like come and hang out and talk to him. He's older, he's like 90 something. This man has never been outside of the United States of America. And he goes, that's one of my biggest regrets.
Oh, that's really sad.
Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, I wish I could like see those places that you see like on photos and stuff. I said,
yeah, that's really sad because the world has so much to offer. And I really like, I feel like I just recently, like maybe within the past like 3 years, started traveling a lot more. Like, I didn't even have any idea of, like, what was even possible to see, like, outside of the United States.
The United States itself is also very beautiful, too.
Yeah.
You know, but he's, like, literally been to, like, 3 states.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of. Because, like, the U.S. itself, I want to explore it, too.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't been around the United States either.
That's still, like, leaving your home.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, he said that just, like, travel as much as you can wherever it is that you can go.
I know, because you learn so much from that. You have so many great memories. There's just, like,
Yeah, the world is
I'll
beautiful.
never stop traveling.
Yeah,
even if I don't have any more money, I'll figure it out. Like,
literally.
It is, because all the places that I have seen, I've just been, like, so amazed by.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and the last one is pretty much it. Time goes by so quickly. So just make sure you're present.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah. Life is a gift.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some people aren't lucky enough to, like, live a full life, you know, or even, like, live life at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So just, like, don't take it for granted. Again, I know that can be so hard, and because when you're just caught up in your day-to-day stuff, you kind of forget about the big picture of things. But I think that's so important, and that's really something that I also need to work on. It's just being present and being in the moment, and you know, not letting certain things get in the way of that.
Mm-hmm. It's an active effort every day to be like, you know, happy and present in whatever you're doing, because our minds are everywhere. We're busy people. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got something going on in their life. Every person is going through something. So
but you just have to try and look at the positive of it all, and know that if it's something bad that you're going through, it won't last forever.
Correct. And
we're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it, and just still try to be, even in those bad moments though, it's still nice to be present, so you can just like
feel the feelings.
Feel everything, and take as much as you can to learn from that specific situation to help you in the long run.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so now with the advice from everybody else done, let's zip into our just Ask segment.
Should we have a little theme song for it?
Just ask.
Gonna be okay. Just kidding.
Da, da,
That's
da,
copyrighted.
Just ask.
Where the hell are these? Okay, there we go. Hold on. Okay.
But seriously, keep submitting. We've gotten a good amount of submissions, but we need more.
Exactly. So, first up is, aside from my 9 to 5, I have a second job on the weekends in the service industry. I truly love and get along with almost all of my coworkers, and we all respect each other. However, there's this new person who has been there for a few months, and holy moly, does she drive me crazy, all capital, and the rest of the people I work with. All she does is complain the whole shift and never does anything to help throughout the day or night, like cleaning up, stock up items, sweep the floor, etc. We've all been in scenarios like this where you deal with a lazy or annoying person at work, but it's borderline out of hand. I've been at this place for 6 years and have never complained once to a manager about anything like this. Do I just continue to be annoyed in silence and pick up her slack, or say something to management and hope she'll start to get better? Girl, tell on her.
Okay, hold on. Have you even talked to her first? I didn't hear anything saying that you talked to her first. I would not go straight to management, Miss Karen over here. I would try and have a civil conversation with her first in like a polite way. And if she doesn't take it nicely or you don't see a change, then maybe I would address it to your manager. But first, say like, hey, like, I've noticed you kind of just like
is aware that she sucks.
Exactly. You have to give her a chance to, like, you know.
You're all about giving people chances.
Okay, well,
but
I
no,
think that she at least deserves that. At least a conversation with you first instead of you going right to the manager. Like, if this was me in that sense, I would be like, well, like, just come to me first.
But what if, there's like some people you just don't want to talk to?
Well, then ask one of your other coworkers to do it.
But what if, like, she's just, like, unapproachable?
You're just going to snitch on
Yeah. It's just funny because I'm laughing because there's people like that at my job. And I'm like, I don't even want to talk to your crusty ass. You know what I'm saying?
So then maybe just leave it alone and pick up the slack if that's the case. Because that's...
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, if you feel comfortable, you should try to talk to her. But I can tell you it's not going to change.
Or, like, ask her, like, in a nice way. Be like, oh, hey, like, I'm sweeping off this table. Like, do you mind if you can get that corner?
Yeah. Actually, that's a good one.
That's a good one. Don't be like,
that's a good one.
You need help, blah, 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 blah. Just say, like, ask her. She'll help you. Just be like, hey, I really need help, like, dusting off that table.
I like that.
Will you do it for me?
Okay. Yeah, you can do it that way.
Okay, you don't need to, like, go to the manager yet. I think that if like you are asking her to do stuff then in like a polite way and you try and bring it up to her first and then nothing changes, like, okay, like if you feel like you need to go talk to your manager, go ahead. But I think you should talk to her first. Okay. Offer her a chance, at least one chance. Damn it.
This one.
Because I low-key feel like that'd be me. I'd be like, I have to Okay. Our next one. A year or two ago, my good friend, let's call her Sam, and also roommate started hooking up with this guy that she was low-key in love with. After things kind of simmered down and they were no longer hooking up, me and this guy became really good friends. Uh-oh. He asked for advice all the time. We'd go to dinner to catch up, etc. We were not attracted to each other in any sense. During this time, Sam got a long-term boyfriend she's still with to this day. Me and this person, me and this person Sam hooked up with are not as close anymore. Nothing happened. He just has a girlfriend now. And I swear Sam is still holding some sort of grudge towards me. I've asked her before and she's told me that she doesn't care, but I know she's still mad. It's even worse because we live together. Sounds really bad. I'm not really sure what to do and how to approach the situation. Plus, she has a boyfriend, so why does she seem to care so much?
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me read this one more time, just really quickly.
I'll answer while Anne-Marie's doing that. I think that you and Sam need to figure it out in just the sense that, I feel like you just need to let her know like nothing ever really happened between you guys. I get why she's upset, because I mean, if I had a big crush in a relationship of some sort with a guy, and then one of my good friends became really good friends with him, I'd be like, that's kind of weird. But I mean, at the end of the day, you guys didn't do anything intimate or anything like that. So I think you just need to have a conversation with her and be like, hey, listen, nothing ever really happened.
I mean, yeah, because here it says that like we're not attracted to each other in any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I can maybe see, okay, I retract. I can definitely see why Sam would be upset just because of the whole situation. But especially if she has a long-term boyfriend right now.
I think she was just probably just butthurt that maybe she felt like you chose the guy over her or something.
Or even
like
the guy chose her over
Sam.
Her chose you over her.
I think there's just some kind of conversation that just needs to be had, like, listen, it's just like girl code, I feel, is kind of broken in that sense.
Yeah.
Not like legit like you went after and pursued this guy, but I feel like even, you know, sometimes when people fall out, you like pick a side, and maybe she like was hoping that you would only pick her side and not associate with him anymore. But you know, it's okay that you were friends with him, but I just think you need to just explain like nothing happened, and I'm sorry that like, you know, if I offended you in any way.
Yeah, and I think maybe at this point, like, you just have to let it go for the sake of your guys' friendship. Like, you're obviously still holding on to it too, because you're wondering like, why is she so mad, blah blah blah. And if she still has a grudge, then you know that's on her. But I feel like, because you did say you have already asked her and you've already talked about it, so I think at that point, like, if she is in a relationship now, like, I feel like maybe you bringing it up again and again is kind of just like making it worse in a sense. So I would just say, like, take her word for what it is, and then kind of move on. Because I mean, you do live together. They live together. So I guess I would just need a little bit more context too. And is she like ignoring you in like the day to day at home? Like, is it awkward in that sense? About it already? Yeah, she said that she asked, and the girl was like, "No, I'm not mad." Yeah,
maybe because you feel weird because.
Yeah, I think maybe you're making it awkward in yourself because you think she's mad at you, but really, like, maybe she probably isn't. Yeah. So I would just say, just kind of like let it go. I know it might be difficult, but
let it fizzle out.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
And, you know, you still do you. You said you didn't even talk to this guy anymore. So really, this situation's like eating away at you and being a burden when it really shouldn't anymore. Yeah. So I would just like, I wouldn't even bring it up anymore. I would just like let it go. Let it, like you said, let it fizzle out. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hope that helps. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's a tough situation, but as long as nothing intimate happened between you guys, it's like.
Yeah.
It is.
Then you were just friends and whatever. Yeah. The situation just needs to
go away.
Yeah. Bye.
Speaking of bye, we are logging off.
Yeah. We will see you next week for another episode.
Cheers.